All right, I got to get my stuff set up here. Move this for a minute. Well, this thing always asks me if I want YouTube Premium. Good morning, everybody. I got to put my message in here. There we go. Okay, that got that part taken care of. Good morning, Sherry. How are you? Dee Dee, good morning. Well, I'm ready and I'm not ready. But today I'm going to be using my new pencils. I'm doing good. A little nervous about starting a new difficult page. But I'm going to be using these pencils. I thought for the first time I would be using oil pencils, oil-based. That's why I bought these, because I wanted to try out oil-based. And it turns out I may have been using oil-based pencils all along. But that's all right if that's the case. But we're going to use a new set of pencils today. They are cooler, of course. And just see how it goes. I will be sharpening and swatching them as I go along, at least for a while. So I'm in World of Color today. I know this is a compilation book of Kerby's. So I know, Sherry, you're in what? World of Worlds? Is that the book you're coloring out of today, Sherry? And we will be doing the candles page. Okay. So two different books you can find this page in. Dee Dee, you have World of Color also, right? The same book I have. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so two different books. The picture is available in. I did not hear back from Danielle, so we are going to go ahead and begin today. I don't really know. I have no clue what I'm doing at the moment, guys. And I tell you guys that every time, I think, because it's true. I don't really even know what color I'm going to start with or anything like that. I kind of just this morning made a decision what I thought I might do for the candle wax. Thomas, hello, good morning. Now I've got to get me another pencil case because I don't like having these trays of pencils just sitting around. So they're easy to knock off of here. That's how a bunch of my pencils got broke before. Okay. I just wanted to show you here. Well, look at this right here. I'm going to do my candle wax. I think I want to do that with purples. Purple's my favorite color, so I think I want to do the candle wax with purples. I have purples in this tray. I have some purples in this tray. I have some purple in this tray. And I have some purpley pinks in this tray. So there's like so many different places to look for colors. They're not in order. They're not next to one another. So I'm not sure where to look exactly. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball some colors and see what I might want to try to put together here. I do have red, green, and purple. Well, I'll be interested to see how that. Oh, you're going to do three separate colors. So each candle will be a different color. That's I thought about doing that also, but that leaves me with too many choices that I have to make. Too many decisions. Okay, that's going to be nice, I know, but like I just said, that means I thought about doing that, but that's just more decisions I have to make and more pencils I have to figure out, more color combinations I have to figure out. So that's a little advanced for me. So I'm going to stick with all three candles being the same color as far as the wax is concerned. I got to figure out those colors, though. I don't know how much I'm going to get done today, to be honest, but that doesn't matter. I know Sherry will be done in a couple of days. Dee Dee will be done pretty quickly. All right. Yeah, Sherry, I'm just going to do what I do, you know. I wanted to show you guys something. I want to go back to Audrey 3 because I learned something on my own. I want to go back to this. I want to show you guys something that I figured out on my own. And I know you guys know this kind of stuff, but I'm very uncomfortable with all these trays of pencils sitting loosely on my table here. That's how I knocked a tray off before. Uh, Thomas, I will show you in just a minute. I'll go back to the beginning and I will show you what we're doing in just a minute, okay? I discovered the value of an important tool, and that is an eraser pencil. Let's zoom in just a little bit. Hang with me, Thomas. Let's zoom in just a little bit here because I wanted to show you what I did. I figured out that I can take this eraser. In fact, if you look at it, you can see the green on the tip of the eraser. But I found out that I can take an eraser and color spaces out and be able to lighten them down. So I did that in each one of these little sections here. That's how I got it to look lighter, was by using my eraser and erasing. It just makes it lighter, and I was able to make it look more like some light was shining through. But that was a technique that I learned on my own. And I want to share that with you guys. I'm pretty sure you guys already know about that, but so I just wanted to show you guys that. Something I learned on my own. Now, Thomas, I am in World of Color. Whoops, I'm going to zoom the camera back out for a minute so Thomas can see what we're working in today. So I am in World of Color. Sherry is in World of Worlds by Kerby Rosanes. Kerby Rosanes. This particular book, Thomas, is a compilation book of his other World Series books, just like his other book that I have is also a compilation book, The Mythic Animals. Oh, an electric one. Yeah, that might be an idea too. I might look into that. Now, I have some other erasers. I have this type of eraser, this eraser pen that just slides in and out like this. I found that I don't really like this. I don't really like these erasers that much. So I bought a box of the pencil style erasers, and I like them much better. I also have, I've also got one of these little erasers. I've never even opened it, but I like these. I don't use erasers very much. The main reason I got erasers was just in case I got, a mark out of the line that's real obvious, so I could knock that down some. But I did discover that I can actually use them in the picture as part of the coloring process, which is cool. Now, I've got to figure out colors. I'm just going to pick out a color that I want to start with. What is this? This is just called grape. And I don't know if this is the same. I want to find something out right quick, guys. I'm very curious. I was kind of like excited that I discovered something on my own. As much as let's see here. I need this case down here for a second. Oh. I want to look up this pencil number This is, if I can read it, hard to read. It looks like it says, I can't even read it. I cannot tell if that's a 93 or an 83 because it's all scuffed up, the number. So let me get the swatch card that came with this and see if I can't figure out. We've got, it just says grape. So I got to figure out. It says, I can't even see the number. I want to see if I can find grape. I don't think the numbers are the same. No, because I don't see grape in here. And I know this is, well, I don't know. I can't read the numbers on the pencils. I can't. That looks like, I don't know. It could be 123. I can't read it at all. Oh yeah, 123. I've really got to hold this in the right way. So this is 83. This grape is 83. And 83. Now wait a minute. Something is weird. Let me see here. No, over here in my original set, grape is 153. And this says 08, or is that 63? Maybe it's a 63. Okay, yeah, 063. So hard to read. I might look into getting an electric eraser. I've seen those in YouTube videos. So anyway, so this is number 63. I thought it said 83 at first. It's actually almost impossible to read on here. That is one problem, one complaint that I have with the Color. The numbers wear off and stuff so fast, but otherwise. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to swatch this pencil. And I don't worry about staying in the lines when I'm swatching that much. Not really. I just kind of get myself a little bit of an idea from like firm pressure to very light pressure, just to kind of get a color gradation in there so I can tell different ways I could use it. Well, that's one thing I wanted to check, Dee Dee, just to see are all Color pencils that are grape colored given the same number, but they're not. So at least we know that now. Okay, so I'm going to be using grape. And then let me put these back up. So now I am going to swatch it, and I do swatch, guys, but I don't normally fill out swatch cards. I just swatch as I use pencils. So I'm starting a new project. I'm going to start a new page, and we just take it out. I have one of these that have the perforated pages, that just pull right out of the book. So I can easily just flip it over for a new. Yeah, my last picture was Prismacolor. So I went from Color to Prismacolor back to Color. But anyway, here's my grape. So this is going to be my shadow color for the candles. So now I've got to figure out some colors to go along with that. So I'm just going to try different colors here, guys, until I can figure out what I want to use. This is called, now this is just plain purple. Now I have been told that I should sharpen a pencil before I swatch it. Do you guys agree with that? Oh, see, I would be lost if I bought the 120 pencil set. Okay, so I will sharpen. That's what it's what's been recommended. And these are, of course, the thicker core. This is the 3.8 millimeter core. I want to grab one of my other pencils. Like I said, guys, I'm not sure just exactly how much coloring we're going to get done today because I got to do all the preliminaries. I haven't done any of that. And I know, guys, there's nothing I'm really going to talk about that you guys are not aware of. But my hope is that at some point in time, somebody may watch this that's not quite as advanced as where I'm at, maybe even more new to it than I am. So I got one of my regular colors, I got one of my other colors. I don't know if you guys can see because I want to zoom in for a second, guys. I got to keep this down below the light. And I don't know if you guys can see the difference in the thickness of these cores. I'm trying to hold it still on camera. It's not wanting to focus. I'm not sure what my camera's doing. It's acting funny. Why? There we go. So you can see right there that the core on the new pencil, the Black Barrel, is thicker than the other one. So anyway, I just wanted to show that. There could be somebody watching that is new also. Okay, good. Now listen, I'm going to continue to swatch my colors. Well, I can do it right here. It doesn't really matter because I've got to do that before I can use them. So we're just going to continue with this right here. Let me see if I can actually find my swatching color. There we go. We'll just leave it like that right there. And let me see what I can find here. So now this one is just called purple. I want to see. Now see, I don't know. To me, these look pretty much the same. Okay, good. Yeah, I do want to kind of present things for people who might be new. Why is my camera not staying in focus? That's never done that before. What's happening? Yeah, it keeps going out of focus. I don't know. I'm not doing anything to it. It just keeps changing on its own. I'm not sure why. I've not seen it do that before. Okay, so I can do that. Now let's see. Now see, this looks like it might be even darker. It's called lavender. Let's see what lavender looks like. Okay, I'm really confused about what's happening with the camera. I'm going to zoom back out for a minute. I may have just been too super zoomed in. I don't know. My lighting is a little bit off today. Why do I have so much shadow down here? Maybe I just need to be moved up this way some. Maybe that's the problem. I do not know why this thing is not focusing. What is going on with my camera? Hang on a second, guys. I'm going to point you at my wall for a minute. So it's not even telling me to reorientate, which is weird. Every time I bump this thing, it tells me to reorientate the screen. And now it's not even telling me that. There it goes. I had to flip it all the way up. Now let me try again. Boy, it's not going to focus, is it? What is going on with my camera? It's never acted like that before. I don't know what's happening. It seems like there's a lot of shadow right here too. I know one thing is I have my light too low. Sorry about my arm, guys. It seems like my light is not what it was. I'm going to change the lighting a little bit here, guys. I need to look at it and see what's going on. I know I bumped this. There we go. There we go. There we go. That's what's going on. Not enough light. That's probably the focus. It may not have had enough light. I gotta make sure I got it on the brightest. There we go. I'm afraid to do it again. It might reset back to 0. Maybe it was the fact that there wasn't enough light. So now I want to, all right, guys. I have 3 pencils here. They each have a different colored core, but I'm telling you, that color, each one of these pencils, they look exactly the same to me. I can see absolutely no difference in these 3 colors. They look exactly the same when they go on paper. To me, they do. They look different here, but they look the same there to me. That's really weird. Okay, well, I'm glad somebody else sees them the same way I do. All right, now this one is called Plum. You know what I forgot to do because I'm not used to doing it? I forgot to swatch the other 2 pencils over here. So we have purple. Let me see if I can find purple. What's the number? It looks like it's number 65. Purple. Yeah, they look exactly the same. Okay, so that was it. Now I got to do the lavender pencil also. Let's see, that is number 123. That one I could actually read. Number 123, lavender. All right, I need to change my camera. Lavender. It also looks exactly the same to me. Yeah, I don't know why they're looking exactly the same. It does not make sense. Here, this one is called Plum. Let's see what plum looks like. Well, I might as well swatch it on the card first. 127, it looks like. 127 plum. All right, that's a little different, but see, it's much brighter. That might be okay though. So let me just see how it looks against the purple. I don't know. Might could be a highlight color. Oh my goodness. Let me see. Like I said, I've got the color purple. I've got purple colors in several different trays. So let me look here. What else do I have? Here's violet. Let's see what violet looks like. Yeah, that violet, or what was this one? Plum. The plum. Yeah, the plum. The plum has like more of a red in it. Let's see here. Now here's violet. So let me go ahead and swatch it on this thing first. This is what kills me. Number 57. 57, violet. I can't see me swatching all these pencils on this card. I can't really see me getting this done. And right off the bat, this looks pretty much like some other colors I've swatched already. Let's see what we got here. Violet, it's a little bit lighter. Okay, so at least it is different. So I think I can use that color. So now here's a violet and here's a lavender. So I'm just going to use, let's see, actually, let me see if I can use grape. Violet. It's a little bit brighter. So I can use these two, violet and grape. Now let me see if I can find something to go with that. Oh, we have lilac. Lilac. So let's see, what number was this? 41, lilac. All right, good enough. I got to tell you guys, I'm done swatching on that card. I prefer doing it like this. Let's see what I got here. I can use that. That'll work. Let me see if I can. This is more red. All right, but this will work. That looks good there. I can use that. Okay. Now let's see. I want to like 5 colors. That's really what I would like, is about 5, I think. Let me see. Now I would assume this is called medium orchid. Medium orchid. Oh, they discontinued. Wow, I didn't know that. I hope I have those colors. I don't know if I do or not. I'll have to look. What is it? Lilac and lavender. Okay, medium orchid. Boy, I'd almost venture to bet that Sherry's got her candle wax colored already. That's a little on the red side. What else? What else? Now I'm having to sharpen about purplish red. I already know I don't want red. Uh, pale purple. Pale purple. All right, let's see what happens. I still don't like the fact that I have shadows. I got to move my light a little bit more, guys. I'm trying to eliminate shadow. As long as that does not get in front of my camera, it might. It looks like maybe it isn't. Oh, wow. Yeah, I haven't used anything like that. Let's see what this looks like. Pale purple. No, I don't like that. That looks too gray. So that one I don't really want. Now I've got all these pencils. Oh my goodness. Uh, purple red. I don't want red. Let me see what else I've got in purple. I've got, like I said, so many trays of purples. I'm just trying to figure out. I will tell you one thing about my other set of colors. It's kind of nice having the barrel be the same color as the core because they're a lot easier to line up. Now we do have the ends of the pencils, but the colors, I don't know. It's a lot easier for me to, if I can just put the pencils side by side, but okay, so now what was I looking at? Pale purple was not good. Let's see here. I'm trying to figure out, I need something that works with lilac. Well, I found a metallic pencil. Oh, okay. Okay, here's an orchid purple. I don't know. I'm having a hard time with pencils here, guys, because I've already swatched and sharpened about 5 or 6 that are not the right color, but boy, it's so hard to see that looking at the barrels. Anyway, I have a orchid purple. We'll see what it looks like. Let's see what this looks like. If I use that one, and let me see here, that one. All right, now I've got to try, let me try this. This is what I normally do. This looks so weird. These cores, they go from dark to light and they don't match up when I put them on paper. So we're going to start with grape. Grape, then violet, and then lilac, and then an orchid purple, and then plum. I got to get up here in just a minute and turn my air conditioner on, guys. But I think I finally found the colors I'm going to be using. Okay, I think that's going to work okay. So I can put all these other pencils back in the crate, in the tray. And then I'm going to put the trays back in the tin so I don't knock them off the table. I've got to get me another pencil case to put pencils in. I can't order that until tomorrow because I am also a Social Security recipient and I don't get paid till tomorrow. And I don't like the way these trays fit in this red box. So it's like they don't fit in there good at all. Okay, anyway, that takes care of that for now. All right, I got all that packed back up. I know what colors I'm going to be using. So I won't have to swatch anymore. All right, I got to turn my air conditioner on, guys. It's not really hot, but it is once again humid. I'm still not happy with the way my light is sitting here, guys, and I don't really know why. I don't know what's different. I just don't understand what's different. I'll have to move it, but I know it's in the way of the camera right now, but I will adjust it so that it's not something similar to that, I guess. So we're going to be working, I'm just going to be coloring on the wax itself. This thing still looks like to me like it's in shadow. I don't know what's going on. Guys, I'll be right back. I'll be right back, guys. All right, guys, I'm back. I went and cleaned my glasses off. Wow, who knew? I don't know that that helped me any. I'm actually losing my vision, I think. But, all right, so now, what am I going to do here? Let's see. Whoops. Turn it just a little bit more. Try to get all the... Okay, yeah, about like that'll be okay. You can see everything on my laptop. Here we go. I'm just going to put this dark in a few areas. I'm just going to follow Kerby's line work right here. Just a little bit. Now, I'm only going to do like this small little section right here with these colors that I picked out just to see how well they work together. I actually think maybe I want to put some of this lighter color on just on the outside edge right here so I can cover it up. I'm just going to come around kind of lightly. And I'll give it a little bit more just right here. And then I'm going to just be going from light to dark right here, just adding the different colors. Not a lot of room for 5 different colors in here, but we're going to use them anyway. And just layer them right on top of one another and see how it works out. And I literally am just putting one color right on top of the next color, right on top of the color I used before that one. We'll blend them all down. I do like these purples. Now I got to try to remember what order they go in. See, that's what I was saying. It makes it difficult because the barrels are all black. I just have this little bit of color on the end, and just because it looks darker on here, it's not coming out darker on the other end. Hi, Danielle. How are you? Yeah, you have this book, right? You got yours. You're going to do yours in rainbow colors. Hi, Coda. I keep forgetting. Okay, I thought maybe you had got, I figured you had gotten it already. All right, so let me see here. This is not exactly what I wanted. Now I gotta swatch again over here on the side so I can remember what order the pencils go in. And I may be using too many blending colors. Sherry, how many colors are you using? I mean, for each candle, how many colors are you using in your blends? 3. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to cut mine down to 3 or 4 maybe. Now let me come back with the darkest color and see what I can do here. See if it how it just that might not be too bad right there. If that if the darkest is just used as a deep shadow. Black grape, okay. Okay, Dee Dee. This is the first time I'm using these pencils, so the color names, although same as in other pencil sets, I still have to I'm trying to get it in my head what order I need to use them in. But I do believe I can eliminate violet because it looks pretty much like the grape. So I'm going to eliminate violet and that'll put me down to 4 colors. Danielle, do you know what colors you're going to be using for your candle wax? Well, now blue candles would look nice. Yeah, I agree. Blue would be good. Purple is my favorite color, so I'm doing mine with purples. Okay, now I got to swatch these again. I can't remember. I can't remember what order I'm supposed to use them in. Just because I'm trying to pay attention to. It's all new colors. I will tell you in just a second, Danielle. Okay, so this one. So I have orchid plum, orchid plum, plum, okay, lilac, lilac, purple. All right. Here I have, let me try this right here right quick, guys. I may have figured something out. And I'm just swatching on the side, guys. I have to do it several times until I figure out the order, because the pencils get mixed up and I forget what order they're supposed to be in. Okay, so I have, let's see, no, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so Danielle, here I have grape, lilac, orchid purple, and plum. So I'm going to try 4 colors, see how it works out. I was going to do 5. That's going to be too many. It looked nice, but it's just too many, and I can't keep track of what order they're supposed to be in until I kind of figure it out in my head. Now I'm kind of just going back and forth with the different colors here until I kind of get it blended down. I'm not really sure how that's looking. I can barely see what's happening on my laptop. I can't hardly see that. It looks so much different than it does like looking at it sitting here in person. Try to get this darker. Well, that's because I don't know what I'm doing and you do. So I just have to make it up as I go along. I'm kind of going back over this with, I'm using lilac and just kind of going over the whole thing a little bit. Yeah, it's pretty much like every time I see somebody else's page after they get done coloring or they just send me a partially finished page, I always think, well, why didn't I think of that? I could have done that if only I had thought of it. And these are challenging pages for me to take on anyway. Well, I kind of feel like I'm not getting off to a very good start, guys, on this page. Okay. Oh, okay. Only one other Kirby. Well, thank you, Sherry. It's so humid. I have to keep turning my air conditioner on. Well, I have it set to where it's on the thermostat, but it's not hot enough to need the air conditioning, and that's making my sinuses drain. It's one thing after another this morning. Yeah, Danielle, I have that problem too. My eyes water all the time. Makes it hard to see. I even went and cleaned my glasses a while ago to see if that would help me out some. I'm just layering color on top of color here, guys, just until I get some kind of coverage. Now, I really cannot tell if these pigments are going down any differently than my other color pencils. I thought I might be able to tell a difference, thinking that these were oil based and the other ones were wax based, but they do seem to like lay the pigment down pretty much the same. So I put that one back in my hand in the wrong position. Now, are you guys blending yours light to dark, dark to light? What technique are you guys using? Wow. Oh, okay. I have done it that way a few times. This time I decided to get my dark in first and then kind of work light to dark. Okay, that's what I tend to do quite often, Dee Dee. I will put my lightest color on the whole thing first, and then I'll start dropping in darker colors on top. I didn't do that in this case. I may actually try that maybe over on this the smaller candle here, just do the whole thing with my lightest color first. I never really know what I'm doing. Basically experimenting as I go along. Trying to decide, well, what's going to work here, what's going to work there. That is kind of how I do it too, Dee Dee. I come back over. I feel like I'm coloring this, and then it's like soaking into the paper. Let's see. I have kind of noticed that too, Dee Dee, because I've noticed that you hold your pencils way back on the ends. And I know when I first started doing this, I did see in videos that the lighter pressure you want, the more you pull back on the barrel. And I have noticed that you color like this a lot. I feel like I color with a pretty light touch. I don't think I burnished the pages. I think I was doing that when I first started and I kept snapping the tips off my pencils. Yeah, that I thought about that too. That'd be really cool. I used to have a an audio video chat room decades ago where everybody could have their webcams turned on. And in that case, we could all be broadcasting our coloring at the same time in the same room. Well, I'm hoping I can get at least one candle done here today, guys. I think I can. I don't have my wrist braces on. My hand's starting to hurt, but actually, let me go put my wrist brace on. Oh. Oh, you've been working on the violin, dude? Now you already know what color my violin would be in that page if I were to color that page. Now, I don't know if you guys can see how well you can see the barrels, the ends of the barrels here where it has the colors. Now, yes, purple. I normally look at the color of the barrel of the pencil and I can go by colors, but you can see that the lightest color in this combination, the barrel up here is darker than other colors, but it's still lighter. It's very confusing to me. I keep getting them in the wrong order. Look at the tips. The darker colors are lighter than these colors. It's kind of weird. I keep getting confused as to which pencil I'm supposed to use in what order. I have to try to remember the name of it. So it's something totally different than I've ever done before, and it's just keeping me confused as to what I'm doing here. Well, in this case, if I only paid attention to the tips of the pencils, because from dark to light, this is the order they're in. Because one of them is more red than purple. And it's probably just like this combination that I'm trying to use, but oh, yeah, I wrote mine just work out wherever the tip is. It depends on whether I want a real nice crisp line or whatever I'm doing. I try. I'll end up rotating my pencil too. Yeah, I think I'm going to order me one of those wraps. I was looking at some of them. I think the biggest capacity one I found was 72 pencils. Danielle, you still with us? Thomas, you still with us? So you have two wraps for each of those sets? Because I do think I remember seeing in one of your pictures that you sent me that you had two wraps, kind of one laying on top of the other one, like overlapping, where you could see all the pencils. Oh, a jigsaw puzzle. I'm wanting to do one of those on live stream too, actually, but I don't have a table to actually do one on. But I am wanting to do a jigsaw puzzle at some point. I already know which puzzle I want to. And it's a puzzle that is published by a YouTuber. Let's see. Chuck Pinson, is he a YouTuber? I want to do one from this girl called her name is or her channel name is called Karen Puzzles, and she competes in world championships and stuff like that. And she has 2 or 3 puzzles, maybe even more than that, published by Ravenberg. I think it's called Ravenberg. And I can tell you that my approach to jigsaw puzzles is much different than hers because I will flip through all the pieces until I find the piece I'm looking for. And she will have hers all spread out, all face up where she can look at them. I just leave mine right in the box And I just start digging through them, flipping them up until I find the one I want. At least that's how I used to do it. I might find that I do things a little bit differently now. I mean, I won't be doing a puzzle anytime soon, but at some point I would like to do one. That is something I've wanted to do on my channel for a while now. I actually thought about all kinds of things out at the other house because my space was so limited. So I thought about jigsaw puzzles. My original thing was I wanted to do leather crafting, but then I couldn't use the building at the other house. They had like a workshop building in the backyard, but my son-in-law wouldn't let me use it. So I had to try to figure out something I could do in my room. And at the time, the only thing I could really do was PlayStation. I just didn't have space for anything else. But jigsaw puzzles was one of them. Even model cars and stuff like that. Small stuff, but I didn't have no place for a paint booth for the model cars, so I didn't get to do that. And I still don't have a place for a paint booth, so, but jigsaw puzzle, yeah. But I would only be able to do small jigsaw puzzles, like a standard size, 1,000 piece or something like that. I wouldn't be able to do big puzzles. Oh, okay. I've not heard of him before. Of course, now I've not heard of a lot of puzzlers. I kind of got into watching a few of Karen's puzzle videos. And like I said, she competes at a world championship level.
Contact one of our local business specialists at bankofamerica.com/localbusiness. Bank of America.
And I believe her sister actually puzzles too. I remember her having her sister in a couple of videos.
Starting a will or a trust, or staying on top of your business licenses. When you need a legal hand, turn to Legal Zip.
Now I'm going to do something I haven't done in a while. I can put my pencils down. And let's see, what am I looking for? I'm going to use a blending pencil. And I'm just going to go over this, the whole thing with a blending pencil. I have not actually done this in quite some time. I kind of forgot about it, and I can see that it's something I should be doing. Now, do you guys use blending pencils and burnishing pencils? Or do you do like your burnishing with your colored pencils as you color? I think originally I was doing that because I was pretty heavy-handed, snapping tips off all the time. And then I got this blending pencil. I haven't, like I said, I haven't been using it. I should be. I know I should be, but I never think about it. But I do like the way it kind of mushes all the colors together like it's supposed to. It actually does make it look a lot better. Oh, so Dee Dee, just for clarification, you do pages that you color and sell? If so, that is awesome. Okay, now I use my blending pencil. Now I'm going to go over it with a burnisher. And I've never used a burnisher before. Well, I've kind of thought along those lines too, Dee Dee. Not that I sell pictures, but I have thought, well, it doesn't have to be perfect because it's not like I'm selling it. It's not like I'm coloring it for somebody who's paying me to do it and stuff like that. So that's awesome. Good for you. Oh, I do. I am so happy I use that blending pencil. That really made this look a lot better. I got to remember to start doing that. Okay. Okay, so it's more like a self-set standard because you confused me when you mentioned the difference between like using a blending pencil only on the pieces you're going to sell. So it's more of a like just a personal standard that you have set for yourself, which I also like. And that's actually, that's kind of why I used the blending pencil on this right here, because I was seeing a lot of white show through. So it didn't look good to me as I'm sitting here. It looks much better now that I used the blender. It eliminated a lot of that white. It's like I could put some color down. I would look away for a second. I would look back and that color was disappearing. Oh, okay. I got you. Well, see, that's one thing I thought about too. It's like, well, just how perfect does my picture have to be? Because when I get through coloring this page, for example, no matter how much effort I put into it, when it's done, I'm going to do this. I'm going to turn the page, and that candle page becomes history. So I kind of started developing maybe a bad I maybe a bad habit of not making pictures like look as good as I possibly could because I wasn't burnishing. Like I said, I haven't used my burnishing or yeah my blending pencil for quite some time. I was doing that the first 3 or 4 pictures I did. I used the blending pencil on everything. The first Kerby Rosanes that I did and stuff. But then after that, I got out of the habit, and it might be because I got this mindset. Well, it doesn't really need to be that way because I'm just going to turn the page and move on to something different. This is never to be thought about again. But I like this much better. I'm much happier with it since I used my blending pencil. Much happier. Thank you, Dee Dee. Yeah, I am much happier with this now that I did use my blending pencil. Much happier. I was actually at one point even thinking, I don't know, I may need to change to a different color because this is not working the way I want it to, but using that blending pencil, at least on this page, made a lot of difference. So I'm happy with that. And I think that's all I'm going to do for today, guys, because I'm going to have to figure out like what colors I want to blend for the flames and stuff like that. And you saw how long it took me to figure all that out just to get this one. But now I know what I'm doing on the candles. So I will do the rest of the candles. I don't know if I'll work on it off camera or not. Yeah, this paper is pretty good. I probably should put my cardstock underneath it though, really. But these pages are bigger than the cardstock that I have, so, and it's good enough. It's not going to go through or anything. I can't feel any indentations on the paper or anything like that. Well, that's why I was seeing all those white dots on here. And like I said, it's like I would color, I would look away for a second, like I would be up here reading the chat or something like that. I would look back and it's like it faded and the white was coming back through again. But once I ran that blender, now that took care of that. And like I said, that's something I have not been doing. I used to do when I first started, and then I stopped. Thank you, Sherry. I like it much better now. And now that I have done the blending and everything, and it with the blending pencil, it smoothed it down and everything. I'm happy doing the other two candles with the same color. Now, Dee Dee, are you going to do each of your candles with a different color? Dee Dee, are you going to do each candle in a different color, or are you going to use the same color for each candle? Actually, Dee Dee, mine actually looks like it has some pink in it too. In person, now when I'm looking at my laptop, it looks purple. Oh, okay, that'll be interesting to see. So we're all doing it a little bit different, which is nice. Now I'd like to know what Danielle's doing, but I don't think she's still here. I asked a while ago if she was still here and if Thomas was still here, and neither one of them responded. I'd like to know what Danielle's doing on her page. Well, that's what I'm doing. I'm having fun. To me, that's what it's all about. Well, you guys know that in reality, I decided to take up this hobby of adult coloring so I could have a chat room on YouTube. Well, I was doing the PlayStation stuff for the chat room, but I wanted to have a different type of content other than just my farming game. So because I had space to be able to take this up, I decided to take up coloring, but for the purpose of having the chat room, not the coloring. Which is a little bit different than you guys because you guys color for the coloring. I color so I can meet you guys. But anyway, guys, that's going to wrap it up for today. I need to go take a shower and stuff and start getting ready for to go to my doctor's appointment later this afternoon, here in a couple hours. And it's been interesting picking out colors and stuff out of a new set of pencils that I am not familiar with. And purple has always been a difficult combination for me also. I haven't done a lot with purples in other pages. This is probably the most purple I've done because I have always had trouble picking out a combination of purples for blending purposes. All right, Dee Dee, thank you. Sherry, thank you for coming and hanging out. Dee Dee, Thomas, Danielle, those who are watching and are not participating in chat, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed it. And yes, the plans are Wednesday. Hopefully I will be here if I don't have connection issues and I feel good and stuff like that. So hopefully I'll be here Wednesday. That's the goal. That's the plan. And I will see you guys then. Until then, God bless.